WrestleMania is tomorrow, and I am a huge fan of the WWE. For those that know me, they know that for decades I have not stopped watching wrestling since the 80s when they had the real Saturday night main events with the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I still remember the music without even looking on the WWE Network or looking for it on YouTube. I still remember the song, the theme in my head. You know what I'm saying? The Saturday Night Main Event was probably the best thing in wrestling back in the old WWF days. And, you know, the pay-per-views, I mean, they were way different than they are now. They was a lot different. You know what I'm saying? That, back then, I'm going to be honest with you. Back then, it was true wrestling. It was true wrestling. It was good wrestling. Wrestling that you can keep with. Wrestling that made sense back then. Today's wrestling don't make much sense. But that's the reason why they took out the World Wrestling Federation and replaced the federation with entertainment. Because that's what it is. Soap operas, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? The storylines. You know, it's all there, you know. But the thing about the WWE that makes it so popular is that for months, WWE Raw has ruled as being the best cable show in any other cable show. I'm talking about, you know, anything you could think of, it's done better, it's superb any other cable show for months. You know, I'm talking about with this year, but I know there was, you know, times before that, you know, the WWE Raw has just, I mean, they took out Impact Wrestling. That's how big the WWE is. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. There are 3 people that have something to prove tomorrow. Okay? There's 3 people. You may see another 3. This is just my 3. Let me start off with 1. Triple H versus Sting. Triple H, you feel this way about Sting because he came from WCW. By the way, WCW to me back then was better than the WWE. What was it, WWE or WWF back then? WWE, I don't know. I don't know when they turned the whole WWE thing. But WCW, because of the NWO, they destroyed, I'm going to call it WWE just because it's WWE now. They destroyed the WWE back then. And you know what, the one group that made WCW outrate the WWE, that was one group, and you know who I'm about to say. You know who I'm about to say. No other than the NWO. Yes. That's the reason why more people was watching WCW than WWE. By the way, before the WWE came on, when the same time, because I know back then on Monday nights, I know it was WCW Monday Nitro started at 8, and then the WWE Raw started at 9. And what would happen is when 9 o'clock comes, people were switching over from the WCW to the WWE. And the WCW got so bold back then that they told the story on what was going to happen in the WWE. so that people could keep watching WCW, which is what was a brilliant tactic by Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner. Matter of fact, it was Ted Turner, whatever the case may be. I think it was Eric Bischoff, because Eric Bischoff was basically the manager. He was running things, So Eric Bischoff told the announcers to tell fans what was going to happen in the WWE. And it happened exactly as the WCW announcers, as they said. When Mankind won the title, WCW announcers were saying, I think it was Mankind versus Undertaker in steel cage. And it happened the way the WCW announcer said it would, But anyway, I'm a big fan. I'm talking too much and anyway. But I could tell you some stories about the Monday Night War. I could tell you the Monday Night War between WCW, Monday Nitro, and WWE Raw. But anyway, so Sting basically had this. Let me give you a little background on Sting, though, just a little summary and all. Sting and Ric Flair had their last match. I think that was back in 99 or early 2000 or something like that. Sting and Ric Flair had their very, very last match, okay? And Sting, after that match, Sting kind of disappeared for a while, okay? And a few years come by, and then Sting decides to go into what was called back then TNA. He wrestled in TNA for about a few years. It was him and Jeff Hardy. They was going back and forth and whatnot. To fast forward even more, okay, after Impact Wrestling basically lost its ratings, they tried to compete with WWE Raw, but that just didn't happen. That was back then with Hulk Hogan and all, when he was managing and whatnot, They could not compete with Raw at all. So even with Impact Wrestling going on the road, it just wasn't enough for them to stay on television. By the way, they was giving out free tickets for Impact Wrestling. It was like a showcase kind of thing. You get a free ticket, you walk in, take a seat, and walk a show. It reminds me of like when Darien Lake had their Batman show. That's exactly what it was without the tickets and all. But you could just walk in and you see a show and then you walk out. Nobody was really paying for Impact Wrestling. But anyway, so Impact Wrestling basically is done. You won't see it on TV anywhere because WWE basically took it over. It was like WWE bought WCW and Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling basically had a $5,000, $3,000 to $5,000, 5,000 crowd, not dollar, but 3,000 to 5,000 people could come in and see a show, while the WWE had like 15,000 to 18,000 people watching the show. You know what I'm saying? So we know the difference, as far as the pay and everything else with Impact Wrestling, okay? So since Impact Wrestling has been off the air and whatnot, Sting and all the rest of the people of TNA, which came from mostly, WWE former wrestlers and WCW wrestlers, okay? So, Sting was basically, he was just sitting in the cut, for a while, it was like Sting, there was no sign of Sting coming to the WWE. And then he does it. He comes, he came at Survivor Series. Well, he was actually, before that, he was actually promoting the WWE 2K15. Okay? He came before Survivor Series, whatever. So Sting comes back all of a sudden, and Triple H doesn't like it. He don't like it because it's like you should have left with Impact Wrestling or whatever. You should have left back with when they ain't never really mentioned Impact Wrestling. But what I meant to say is WCW. You should have stayed dead with WCW. You shouldn't have came back to the WWE and whatnot, you know. So we all know the story with Triple H. The reason why Triple H has something, he has something to prove, or he has to prove something to Sting, is because, you know, they had this, Sting and Triple H had a beef for a while. You know what I'm saying? You know, Triple H married to Stephanie and whatnot, and becomes a McMahon, becomes a part of the McMahon family and whatnot, you know. Triple H hasn't wrestled in a long time. I don't know if it was last year or in April. I mean, Triple H is in tremendous shape. Best shape of his life. Okay? But I don't think, see, he's kind of up there in the age and all. And Sting is still, he's not as old. I don't think he's as old as well, maybe, I don't know. But Triple H, as being as the best shape as he in, does he still have what it takes to take on Sting and beat him? You know? I mean, Sting hasn't wrestled for a while neither. But Triple H hasn't wrestled. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, he did. He wrestled last year at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania, yeah. But he's been, you know, Sting basically, you know, he come back and he challenged Triple H and all, and Triple H, you know, I'm just gonna say this. I know Triple H is in the best shape of his life, but I really don't think that he has what it takes to beat Sting. I really don't, you know. That's just my opinion. Okay. Okay, so enough with that there. What was the second one? Oh, John Cena and Rusev. Rusev has beaten people like Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and Big Show. Okay? And, you know, it was always something about the pride of the country. You know what I'm saying? It was country versus country. Rusev still today is undefeated. He's still undefeated. Like I say, he beating all types of people. Okay? And they always putting this the flag versus the flag thing, you know? Jack Swagger has passed out to Rusev's I call it camel clutch. Whatever you can. It was originally, his move is originally called the camel clutch. Okay? He made Jack Swagger pass out. He made Mark Henry pass out. He made Big Show pass out. Matter of fact, last week on Raw, he made John Cena pass out right on the announce table. Okay? Rusev is a monster. He is a monster. I'm putting my bet on Rusev on that match. John Cena, he don't have what it takes to take on Rusev. He's from Russia. I ain't standing up, you know, I ain't betraying my country and none of that stuff. But Rusev is a beast. Seriously. He's undefeated still. John Cena, you got a lot to prove. You got to prove to the fans what the other three superstars didn't do. You got a lot to prove, man. And against a guy like Rusev, man, you know, as good as you are, Cena, and you're very resilient, just like Dolph Ziggler, you know, you're very, very resilient. But Rusev is man, he's a mad dog. You know what I'm saying? And I had to put my money on Rusev. Just like Sting versus Triple H, I'm putting my money on Sting. I had to, I'm sorry. I like Sting. I like Sting in that match. So, Sting versus Triple H, I got Sting. Rusev and John Cena, I got Rusev. Last person. Okay, and the big main event of the whole WrestleMania is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And this is what I really want to make this video about. Brock Lesnar has more accolades than any other person, any other wrestler in the WWE today. If everybody know his you know, when he was wrestling in, you know, the high school or whatever we call that, you know, he won the division there, you know, he was champion or something like that. And then he played some football for a while, I believe. And then he came to UFC, and dominated UFC. You know, and then he came back to the WWE, and he took his UFC skills to the WWE and became a major threat to anybody in the back. Every time I see Brock Lesnar, I get hyped. I get overhyped because that is my main man. Next to him is Roman Reigns. But I'm just saying that this is the reason why this matchup is so good. Them two going against each other is man, it's the best match for a main event at WrestleMania. Because these are my two favorite wrestlers right now. Brock Lesnar he's been number one for a minute. He gonna stay number one because I like him that much. He is the king, he is the emperor in the WWE. And he has proven it over and over and over again. Brock Lesnar loses only if the WWE wants him to lose or he wants to lose himself. You know, WWE is scripted, and I mean, let's tell the truth, you know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I think both of them is going to put a hell of a fight. They're going to put a hell of a fight. You know, so I'm throwing this up in the air. I got my money on Brock Lesnar on this one. But, you know, Roman Reigns, you have a lot to prove because you're telling everybody that you can and you will. But you are not facing a man, just like Paul Heyman said. You're not facing a man. You're facing a beast. Brock Lesnar is a beast. There's a reason why he is called the beast. Because he has proven to be the beast. What other person do you think they could have had, the WWE could have had to beat Undertaker? It had to be Brock Lesnar, the one with all the accolades. Okay? The one that has won all kind of championships. There's a reason why they chosen Brock Lesnar to beat The Undertaker. And we all know The Undertaker story. I'm not even going to go into Undertaker and Bray Wyatt because the fact is, it's only going to take a few more shots and The Undertaker may actually be underground. I don't even know why he's wrestling. After you lost to Brock Lesnar, you should have retired. Instead, you're facing Bray Wyatt. And we all know how good Bray Wyatt is. You should have retired. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how much breath you have in your Undertaker. I don't see much. I don't see how long you can go, but we'll see tomorrow. Brock Lesnar will win against Roman Reigns. And if he don't win against Roman Reigns, it is only because the WWE told him he has to lose. Okay? That's all I'm saying about that. Okay? Roman Reigns will only win if the WWE tell Brock Lesnar to lose. Period. Brock Lesnar doesn't lose. Because he don't like to lose. He conquers. He eats, sleeps, and conquers, repeats. That's what he does. Yes, I'm a Brock Lesnar fan. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan. I've seen his fights in UFC. Like I said, he's a monster. He's a beast. Respect that. Alright, y'all, so this is my 20-minute of video of the whole WrestleMania thing. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I want to thank my subscribers. I want to thank the people that view my videos. You know, numbers don't really matter to me as long as y'all enjoy my videos. But I'm telling you, WrestleMania is going to be something, and it's going to be awesome. But my money is on Sting, Rusev, and Brock Lesnar. And just to put, just to add a little bonus, I think Bray Wyatt will beat The Undertaker. Whatever. All right, y'all. So this is my video, my longest video that I've done in a while. So get ready for WrestleMania, folks, because I tell you, it's gonna be phenomenal. Peace.